सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject is the silence within. Shiva is taking us to a different dimension today. Yesterday he was giving us the technique to jump from sound to soundlessness through withdrawal, the method of withdrawing, pratyahara. Today he is teaching us a method called dharana. Dharana means centering. Understand? Pratyahara means withdrawing. Dharana means centering. Yesterday he was teaching us how to withdraw from the sound. Today he is going to teach us how to center yourself on the sound. Today's technique is more for musicians, poets, people who are performing arts related to sound. There are so many other beautiful arts related to sound. Mimicry. I have seen people creating sounds like animals. Animals will come and respond. So powerful. Animals will come and respond. One yogi, I had the fortune of living with that yogi. He will just create some sound and the snakes will come. I don't know how he makes it possible. Just some sound, the snakes will come. And he will create some sound, dogs will come. Not only dogs will come, he will change the moods of the dogs with just one or two sounds. Just one or two sound, he will just change the mood of the dog. Either dog will get frightened and run away, or he'll just come and sit like a pet at his feet. Just with the sound, he was able to play so many things. All the people who perform some kind of arts related to sound, this technique is for them. How to enter into the center of the sound. One beautiful example you need to understand. Pratyahara will not be successful always. Pratyahara means moving away, withdrawal. Withdrawal from the vision, seeing, light is possible. If you close your eyes, it will become possible. But withdrawal from sound, just closing your ears will not work. Unfortunately, that is the one sense which you can't close, which is open. You can't be putting your ears, your hands all the time, or you can't be using the earplug all the time. Even if you use the earplugs, you will be just waiting for some sound to disturb you. I have seen people, either they get disturbed by sound. It is not even sound that disturbs, your resistance or your idea that there should not be any sound, that creates irritation. See, you can see many times people who show that they are meditating, they will make so much of noise. Before they start meditating, They will tell you, keep quiet, do this, stop that, stop that, stop that. They will go around and make the whole house topsy-turvy. And now the sound which they make will be much worse than anything else. And especially if these mother-in-laws learn meditation. The Indian mother-in-laws, they have their own way of making the whole thing silent. Anyhow, when you try to bring so much forced silence on everything around you, one big problem is you become so particular, so strong about the silence. Any small sound can create irritation which will not settle inside you for half an hour. One small crying or shouting of a child is enough to disturb your one-day meditation. I really have seen people, it becomes later on ego drama. If somebody creates a sound, it becomes like a more than a preparation for meditation, it just becomes egocentric. And they start shouting, and not only that, the irritation which they carry never settles down. Maybe Shiva knows all these problems, that is why he is giving us today Dharana. Dharana means centering on the sound itself. Yoga has got 8 parts. We call it Ashtanga Yoga. Understand? Not 8 steps, no. 8 parts. All 8 parts is supposed to be practiced simultaneously at a time. In the 8 parts, Pratyahara and Dharana are 2 different parts. Pratyahara means withdrawal. Dharana means centering. Yesterday he was teaching us the technique how to withdraw. Today he is teaching us how to center yourself in the sound and enter into soundlessness. This technique is more powerful, more practical than that technique. That technique, the yesterday's technique, you need to make the whole thing silent. I don't think it will be possible. Even in my ashram, I am not able to make things silent. Which is supposed to be the controlled condition for inner science experiments. No, you can't. Because what will you do with the trees? What will you do with the birds? What will you do with the natural sounds? You can't do anything about it. Even if you go to Himalayas, there will be sound of the waterfalls. What will you do about it? Nothing can be done. So sound, withdrawal from the sound, or completely making your surroundings silent, I don't think is possible, practical. Here, this technique does not need silence as a prerequisite. You don't have to shout so much to make others silent. You can work with sound. With sound, you can go beyond the sound. Through sound, you can enter into soundlessness. Beautiful technique. Let me just read the technique. Then we will go step by step into the technique and understand how to internalize. Bathe in the center of the sound, as in the continuous sound of a waterfall, or by putting the fingers in the ears, hear the sound of sounds, anahata dvani. All the great scriptures, whether it is Vedic hymns or Bible words or Buddhist Dhamma-sutra, all great scriptures agree on one point. From sound, the whole universe originated. The root of the matter, the root of the existence is sound. In Sanskrit we call Nada Brahma, means the sound which is the root for whole existence, whole cosmos. That is what we call Anahata Dvani. Ahata means created by striking. Anahata means uncreated, unstruck. Sound which is not created by striking any two object. Unstruck is what we call Anahata Dvani. Here Mahadeva is giving us the technique to experience the Anahata Dvani. If you can touch the Anahata Dvani, uncreated sound, even once, you will never be disturbed by anything from the outer world. Anything in the outer world. I was with a great sadhu in a young age. Once he invited me to go to a nearby place. Usually in India they will go by walk to many temples, pilgrimage centers. He invited me, let's go for a yatra, pilgrimage. I said, let's go. It used to be a fun picnic, and being away from home is always fun. Because first thing, you don't need to go to school, no need for any routine, and especially in the young age when you have health, it's really fun. I said, let's go. We were traveling on a small boat, crossing a river. Suddenly the current was so strong, the boatman did not realize the current was very strong, and he rowed the boat in that strong current. And I saw very clearly the boat has started going along with the flow. Means the boatman has lost the control. And naturally, I'm a young boy shouting, and I don't know swimming. Another one fun. Because that's another one fun. Usually the village kids will be taught swimming at the age of 5, 6 itself. When they put me in the water first time, I told them, no, I am a sannyasi, I can't learn swimming. Traditionally a Swami can't swim, should not swim. There's a belief, you are not supposed to learn swimming, you are not supposed to cross the river, traditional belief. So I said, I won't learn. And now you being a Swami is not going to save your life. Knowing swimming only will save. So I was somehow uncomfortable and completely shaken. This sadhu was so quiet, completely relaxed, not disturbed at all. One thing, he knows swimming. Second thing, even if he knows swimming, he is going to be answerable to my parents, because my parents know that he only took me from the home. But this guy was not perturbed. And one more thing if I have to add, even if you know swimming, it was a very strong current, you can't come out of it. Such strong current. Because the boatman himself is not able to manage that strong current. But this sadhu is very strong. Somehow he managed to hold the boat and center, balance the whole thing, and he brought us out. After that I asked him, why you are not disturbed at all, not perturbed? What were you doing? How could you be so centered? Understand, it's a very powerful answer which has become mantra in me. And with this one technique, I can say after that nothing was able to shake me. This incident happened around the age of 10 or 11, and of course 22 I became enlightened. After enlightenment nothing can shake you, that is different. But from that 11 to 22, this technique was such a great help for me. Nothing was able to shake. It may look little impractical, or it may look like foolish. Anything great or intelligent always looks abnormal in the initial level. Now in the initial level it will always look abnormal or impractical. It was such a powerful answer. I asked him, how did you manage to keep yourself so cool, stable in that situation? See, he may be sure that he won't die. He may not die, but falling into the river and even swimming and coming out is going to be a lot of anxiety. Is going to be a lot of insecurity. See, you don't have to have life-threatening thing to disturb you. Just a small sound is enough for most of us. And being so calm and centered, even his breathing did not shift or alter. It was so serene, relaxed, completely balanced. That was shocking. See, hiding your fear from the face or from the others is easy. If you are little intelligent, you can manage that game. But not even the breathe, even your breath has not taken a shift. It is there, balanced, beautifully flowing, as innocent way as it used to be. That's really something need to learn. He answered, no, whenever I see something happening around me, I know everything merges into one sound. Everything, even my life or my death, everything merges into one sound. So that imbalancing, when that boat became imbalanced, the gushing sound of the water, the stream, reminded me of that sound. I just relaxed into that sound. I just centered myself into that sound. When I relaxed into that sound, two things happened. One, I didn't have any stress, fear stroke, panic attack, disturbance. Second thing, suddenly I saw the whole stream energy supporting me. Suddenly I saw the water below me is not my enemy. It is a ground holding me. Understand? I don't know. Sometimes these great words, when you hear from a person who has experienced that same thing, it just clicks. It just clicks. Something happens in you. He said, you see, now you are not afraid of the earth unless there is an earthquake. You are not afraid. You feel safe when you are standing on the earth. You feel completely relaxed. He says, when I connected with that sound, two things. One, there was no stress, panic attack, anxiety, disturbance. Second thing, I just felt that energy or that sound, the source of that sound, that stream was supporting me. Maybe when he uttered these words, I was in that high fear or in that complete vulnerable openness. I don't know. It became so strongly got engraved into my being. After that, any this kind of situations where I am threatened, disturbed, Automatically I fell into that center of that sound in that space. Whatever is happening around me, in me, I just put myself in the center. And it really works miracles. Understand? It really works, it really does miracles.